Hello, friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Exile 2 Crystal Souls. You may notice I am no longer at the Gold Cap. I did go back to town between updates to do identification and some training. The only piece of loot worth mentioning that I got from Delrin Bach's tomb is the ice plate. Quite good defense, fire resistance, although significant encumbrance. I might use it, I might forget about it like I so often do with these things. But also, something occurred to me during the editing process of the previous video, or set of videos. I feel a little suspicious about this chunk of land on the other side of the river here. So I'm going to go see if there's anything worth checking out. Oh ho! How bizarre! In this cave, you find the skeleton and scales of what was definitely a slith. Its spear rests nearby, in pretty decent condition. Huh, that is weird. What'd we get? What'd we get? We got a regular old steel slith spear? Huh. Okay. Well, we don't need that, so I'm just gonna put it back. And we shall continue onward towards Fort Haledon. Now that Delrin Bach is dead, his servants no longer haunt the pass. Okay, dead end there. Near erupting crater. Fun! Well, folks, I think we're gonna have to cross the lava. Ceiling too low to fly. Ah. What about here? Success! Also, fire lizards that are scared of me. Excellent. Someone has recently carved into this faded obelisk Fort Haledon, 50 miles north. Groovy, but I want to explore this area first. Will I find anything? I don't even know. It's been quite a while since I've seen this. You've disturbed a salamander nest. Oh, hi. Okay, that's a bit more than a handful. Well, at least I got a few of them before they started putting out their conflagration fields. Oh, I've still got my burning arrows, which are surprisingly effective versus salamanders. one more. Very good. Even in greater numbers, salamanders are much less of a threat now than they were at the beginning of the game. Okay, who wants to bet we'll find more salamanders over here? Yup. Ooh, kind of a lot more salamanders. I am slightly more toasted now. So let's do a light heal all this round. Also, instead of shockwaving again, death arrows turns out to be surprisingly effective. Like Divine Thud, it's got randomized damage, but pretty high maximum. Okay, I think that's it for salamanders around here. Maybe not it for the lava, though. Okay, appears to not be anything interesting around this rock. I'm going to land and it's going to hurt. Yep. Honestly, I didn't even need to rest that much. Maybe I should try Firewalk instead. That does tend to give me a bit more warning when it conks out. Or what if I combine the two? You are approaching a fresh and very active lava crater. Even your magic wouldn't protect you if you went farther. You back away. Fair enough. I'm starting to descend, but there's a lizard in the way. There we go. Haha, something. From this angle and distance, you can see a series of stepping stones and ledges crossing the lava here. If you went due west, you could cross with minimal damage. Oh, cool. And yes, it turns out there is a secret passage through this pillar of rock. Ahead of you, you see a band of reddish lizards waiting patiently, and hungrily. It would seem they've learned that this is where the yummy bipedal creatures pass. Oh man, I thought I was done with salamanders. Well, that was over fast. Telemane's death arrows actually got all of the remaining beasts in one round. Good job, Telemane. And now to see... Okay. So that's where the ceiling too low cutoff is. Well, that just ends in a pit. Yeah, I'm not expecting to find much at the end of these, but what kind of adventurer would I be if I didn't explore every little bit I can? Hello? On this ledge, you find the last remnants of a once mighty marble building, mostly eaten away by the lava. Maybe the flow destroyed a whole city here. Who knows? You take a quick look around. What's left of the building won't be here for long. And unless you help yourselves, the scroll tubes you saw inside won't last long. Ooh, several scrolls. And I do believe that is it for the lava fields. Should I rest? Morwen's a bit low on spell points, but I'm at full health. I'm not expecting a whole lot of organized resistance on the way up to Fort Haledon. As you proceed west, the blistering heat of the cavern to the west slowly fades away. I think you meant cavern to the east there. The passage ahead is wide and slopes steeply upward to the north. In the ash and dust on the cave floor, you see many sets of recent footprints. Someone has been traveling ahead of you. Well, they did have to send someone on to awaken the fort, right? Should I be obsessively searching for secret passageways here? You round the corner, exhausted by the continuous northward climb. Ahead of you is a large band of armed Vanatai. When they see you, they examine you carefully. Then, satisfied with what they've seen, they attack. Oh. Well then. You search their possessions and find a bag of gold coins. Surface world coins. There is also a sheet of paper with a list of your names and appearances written in your tongue. Unfortunately, there is nothing on the crystal souls. You keep the gold. Not that we need it. Also, sorry for cutting out most of that, but it was a rather long and annoying slog. Also, more lizards. Also, some demons. Wonderful. And I am strong enough to scare off demons. Excellent. I took so much damage there. Not all of that damage was from shockwave spells. Vanatai lords are really annoying to deal with. Okay, I don't think there's anything hidden in the middle of the map here. I'm not going to spend too long looking for anything. A cave? Or a fort? Yeah, we should probably visit the fort, don't you think? Now entering Fort Haledon. Small place. You stand outside the entrance passage to Fort Haledon. It is guarded by thick granite walls, laced liberally with spikes. Slits for missiles, and worse, dot the walls of the passage. It is not a large fort, but it seems well prepared for the enemies in these remote caverns. And the door is locked. Perhaps we should talk to some of the guards first. You meet one of the fort's guards. I'm Torgo. Don't disturb me, human. A Vanity mage watches you carefully and with great distaste. I am Hainu. I guard the gate. She looks at your orders through the narrow window. She looks dubious at best, openly hostile at worst. But she does make a hand signal. You hear a click from the door. Well, thank you. You pass through the gate of the fortress, and are greeted with many looks of disgust and hatred barely held in check. You cannot avoid the feeling that the orders you carry are the only thing keeping you alive. We did rescue one of your crystal souls. On our way to do another one. The barracks had seemed suspiciously empty, and you now know why. Several Vanity rise from their concealment behind the northern beds. One of them says, "No more tricks, human scum!" Then, silently, lethally, they move to attack. Oh dear. Yeah, I probably should have gone for the spellcaster first. Lousy everything resistant Vanity high level enemies. Might help if I actually blessed. Nah, I'm good. Scroll of Stealth, how fitting. For a group of enemies that did a sneak attack on me. Are you hiding anything else in here? You enter the commander's office. He sits at his desk, looking at you with fear and distrust. You cannot believe he did not hear or know of the fighting outside. He stands and moves towards you, clearly nervous and ready to draw his blade. He gives you the briefest of half bows, and says, "I hear you have orders from the council." You show him the orders. He reads them, then reads them again carefully. Then he casts a brief spell on them, looks surprised, and reads them again. Then he looks up at you, his face twisted in horror and shame. "You really are from the council, and we thought We tried to. He falls back in his chair, overwhelmed. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. We were sure you humans were trying to trick us again. He takes a minute to regain his dignity and stands again. Fort Haledon is now at your command, as per these orders. We will attack Ornatha Ziggurat, giving our lives if need be to help you enter and obtain the crystal soul. When you are ready, go to the entrance of the fort to give the order. The moment you are ready, we will be too. Okay, so I kinda half remembered all of that. Still caught me by surprise. The cabinet contains a roster of the fort's forces, now slightly outdated. It doesn't have many Vanatai, but they are all highly skilled, and many have magical talent. It is clearly a force to be reckoned with. Shame I had to take out a handful of them for you there. Also, apparently the commander is named Martel. You speak with the commander, who is still overwhelmed with shame. He bows his head. I am Martel. I command this fort. It is a difficult job because of its great remoteness. We get little news, tragically little, from our people. All we knew of you humans was that you stole our crystal souls and were terribly dangerous. Then you suddenly show up with orders. We were surprised. He shakes his head sadly. Several were convinced it was a trick. The ones who attacked you thought you were evil beings come to fool us. I wanted to stop them, but not, I confess, not enough. I lead here. I am to blame. Well, at least you can be persuaded to see reason and admit when you are wrong. Why are so many doors here locked? This room is in the process of being converted from a chamber with Vanatai sleeping coffins to another barracks. There are several of the large blue crystals to the west, most of them empty and being dismantled. So were Vanatai hibernating in this fort, or were some of the coffins just transported over here? Probably a few of them were hibernating in the fort here, because it sounded like the road up to Fort Haledon was pretty long and difficult. Nobody is using this barracks. You could rest here if you wanted. You have a good rest. Oh, indeed we do. Hello there. A Vanatai mage stares into the glowing crystal with fierce concentration. He seems to be trying to move or create something with his mind. After a few minutes of this, however, he stops. I am Strossen Irno. He shakes his head irritably. You have interrupted my creation, human. Resigned to the interruption, he shakes his head. I am attempting to create quickfire. The deadliest and most powerful of the magical barriers. Well, perhaps Rentar Irno is not the only one who knows this, just one of the few. A wondrous secret, but alas, only Rentar can make it. Oh, perhaps she is the only one who's actually mastered it. Rentar Irno. I asked her to show me how to make it, but she refused. Her price was too high. He shakes his head. A selfish woman. Aha. Storeroom in here with food, which is now mine, and razor discs that I will leave for the Vanatai. There is a Vanatai woman here, inventorying supplies. She looks up. Selar. I'm the quartermaster here. She looks up from her records. I look after the supplies of the fort. It's hard to keep everything stocked. We're too far away from everyone. It's hard to get what we need. However, in your case, we can be generous. Her expression sours. The orders say you are to be given all you want. No offense, but we have very little to spare. Still, help yourself to our limited resources. Please, take all you want. She doesn't sound the least bit sincere. Maybe I should take some razor discs for scorn. I have been burning through a few arrows. Problem is I'd have to go to the effort of identifying said razor discs. Don't really want to. Well, folks, shall we leave Fort Haledon and give the order to attack Ornatha Ziggurat? Of course, but I think I'm going to wait till the next episode for that. Have a good one, everybody.